Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 1 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Raleigh where a new tracking system has been debuted to highlight the patterns of red drum. The North Carolina Marine and Estuary Foundation unveiled the first tool of its kind in the state to follow the movements of red drum. Now, the foundation says the tool aims to offer valuable insights into the patterns surrounding a key driver of the state's $4 billion saltwater fishing economy. Now, the foundation executive director, Chad Thomas, said in a press release, quote, "This exciting new tool invites the public to engage directly with real-time science from the field to see where these fish travel and understand why protecting their habitat matters. We are proud to partner with the North Carolina Division of Marine Fisheries to make this project a reality," end quote. Now, you can use the tracker by following a link on our website, WITN.com. The tracking platform was made possible by a 2024 pilot study where 10 adult red drum were tagged in the Pamlico Sound. The expanded 2025 tagging project involves tagging 40 additional fish along the coast. We're told that each satellite tag is programmed to detach from the fish and pop up at the surface after intervals ranging from 30 days to 12 months. And we also want to turn our attention back towards Raleigh, where state GOP leaders have rejected Governor Stein's call for an additional Medicaid funding session. Today, Senator Philip Berger and the State House Speaker Dustin Hall announced that the extra session will not proceed. According to the letter, Stein made the request while the General Assembly is already in session. Now, last Thursday, Stein met with Medicaid patients and providers, calling for the state General Assembly to reconvene Monday to reverse budget cuts. Berger said that the General Assembly gave the Department of Health and Human Services $600 million to fund Medicaid, and DHHS used $100 million of that amount for administrative costs. Hall said, in part, quote, "Governor Stein can and should simply stop all Medicaid cuts since the legislature will be back this spring with more than enough time to add additional funds if needed," end quote. Now, Hall added that the House has recently passed 3 bills aimed at helping rebase Medicaid. In response, Stein said, in part, quote, "They are forcing healthcare providers to make painful decisions to stop accepting Medicaid patients, cut salaries, reduce critical services, or close altogether. The NCDHHS can't put healthcare costs on a credit card," end quote. And now we want to turn to your weather forecast. It's a beautiful day to be outside and enjoy some sunny, dry November air. It's feeling good outside. We're dry, we're sunny. Air temperatures right now at a fairly comfortable range in the low to mid 60s throughout most of eastern North Carolina. That pretty much matches our norm for this time of year, so we're really kind of where we should be. Current air temperatures reading generally in the low 60s throughout most of eastern North Carolina. There are certainly still several spots that are holding on to the mid to upper 50s, more so the upper 50s. We've got 59 degrees right now in Hatteras, 58 in Plymouth, 59 in Roanoke Rapids, but Oriental and Manteo right now, again, still reporting some cooler air, 56 degrees along the coast of Pamlico County and along the northern Outer Banks. Now, a northwesterly wind currently blowing in at around 4 to 8 miles an hour is keeping our temperatures from getting too warm. That changes tomorrow. The winds are going to be swinging around to the southwest, and that's going to push our air temperatures above our seasonal average into the low 70s by tomorrow. Normal this time of year, low 60s, which again is where we're at throughout most of eastern North Carolina right now. Through the rest of the afternoon, again, we will hold on to the sunshine, but later on today, temperatures will be cooling down and could do so fairly quickly. In fact, if you're planning on heading out to any of the football games, here's your end zone forecast. 48 degrees by 7, 46 by 8, 46, possibly 45 as we head towards 9 p.m. But winds will be shifting out of the southwest at that point, and that is going to help keep our air temperatures from dropping too low too quickly. Anticipate the low to mid 40s as we wake up early tomorrow morning. Here's a look at your full 8-day forecast. Rain not a part of the forecast until we get into next week. Right now, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all featuring a chance of rain. but none of those days look like it's going to be widespread downpours that will help with our drought. That is very much still a part of the forecast. Moving forward into next week, hopefully we can get a little bit more humidity, but that's really not looking likely. It's hard to come by humidity whenever you're in the month of November. It tends to be one of our drier months, and as we've seen thus far, it has certainly been dry. Most of eastern North Carolina right now is under a moderate drought, and the minimal rain chances we've got next week will not be enough to help reverse that drought's course. Hopefully we can just get enough to kind of keep us at that same level versus the drought getting worse. But again, a 30 to 20% chance of rain. That's really going to be sparse and scattered showers, not really looking like, again, any sort of soaking rain is heading our direction anytime soon. Well, that's all we have time for today's 1 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your Friday.